Welcome to Not So New News. Come along with us as we continue to discover an Appalachian time gone by. Today's article comes from the town of Whitesburg in Letcher County Kentucky's newspaper, the Mountain Eagle. Volume 5, Number 4, Industrial Edition, 5th section, dated June 6, 1912. Page 18 is not named and is continued in today's reading. Our Congressman, Honorable John W. Langley. The name of John Langley strikes a mighty responsive chord in almost every mountaineer's heart. He is a native of Floyd County, almost in Letcher's door, and comes from a good old Revolutionary and Eastern Kentucky pioneer stock. Before his advent into Congress, he was a teacher and reputed to have been the most active in his county. After this, he spent many years in the departmental service at Washington, where his personal service and his wide acquaintance enabled him to be about the most useful and popular man in the capital. Even before his election to Congress, he was acquainted with most of the senators and representatives, thus enabling him to do much that he would not be able otherwise to do. This is especially true when it comes to pension claims, war claims, and other similar matters. It looks like this would be a good argument against changing congressmen so often, and especially for new and inexperienced men. Mr. Langley is a candidate for renomination, and it looks like that he will have no opposition this time, since everybody knows he has made good, and very good, as a member of the National House. He resides at Pikeville now, where he has a delightful home. Deposits by mail. You may have the full benefit of great strength and complete equipment of the First National Bank of Norton without frequent personal visits to the bank. This method of banking is of especial advantage to those living in the country or smaller towns. When you make your first deposit, you will receive acknowledgment of your deposit and a checkbook. Then deposits can be made from time to time, and you will receive written acknowledgments promptly. Capital, $50,000. Surplus and undivided profits, $30,000. First National Bank of Norton, Norton, Virginia. A coming man. The above is a good likeness of T. Garrett Wright of Thornton, a new graduate of the dental department of Central University, Louisville. Before entering the professional course in college, Mr. Wright was for some years one of our leading teachers. He has had training in some of the best schools and colleges in the state, especially the Southern Normal School at Bowling Green. Just a few weeks ago, Mr. Wright finished his graduating course in college and will soon start a successful business career. He is married to Miss Carrie B. Blair, the young handsome daughter of the late Chas F. Blair of Thornton, and they have 2 small children. Timber for sale. The undersigned wants to sell all of the mercantilable standing timber on the 1,000 acres of land situated on Carr's Fork of the Kentucky River. All virgin forest and the best timber selection in the mountains. Write or come and see me. Address, W. F. Bentley, Spider, Kentucky. Castoria for infants and children. The kind that you have always bought bears the signature of Chat H. Fletcher. Lost, somewhere between the top of Black Mountain and Stonega, an open-faced silver-case 15-jewel Waltman watch. Finder, please return to the Mountain Eagle, Whitesburg, and get $200 reward. W. S. Thompson. Notice, all persons indebted to the late firm of Fitzpatrick, Venters, and Bentley will please call on the undersigned and settle at once. All accounts not settled within 30 days will be placed in the hands of attorney for collection, Mrs. Minnie Venters. Poor man. Once there was an old maid who said, I do not need to marry. I have a parrot that swears, a monkey that chews tobacco, a cat that goes out at night, and the old reliable First National Bank of Hazard to take care of my banking account. We solicit the accounts of firms, individuals, and corporations. We pay interest on time deposits. The old reliable First National Bank of Hazard, Hazard, Kentucky. Attend the Sunday services at the Young Men's Christian Association in Jenkins, Kentucky. Sunday school, 9 a.m. Morning service 10 a.m. Song service 7 p.m. Central slow time. All are cordially invited. A Texas Wonder. The Texas Wonder cures kidney and bladder troubles, removes gravel, cures diabetes, weak and lame backs, rheumatism, and irregularities of the kidney and bladder in both men and women. Regulates bladder troubles in children. If not sold by your druggist, it will be sent by mail upon receipt of $1. One small bottle is 2 months' treatment and seldom fails to perfect a cure. Dr. E. W. Hall, 2926 Olive Street, St. Louis, Missouri. Send for testimonials from Kentucky. Sold by druggist. 831-YR. Bad spells. Quote, I suffered during girlhood from womanly weakness, unquote. Writes Mrs. Molly Navy of Walnut, North Carolina. Quote, at last I was almost bedridden and had to give up. We had 3 doctors. All the time I was getting worse. I had bad spells that lasted from 7 to 28 days. In 1 week, after I gave Cardui a trial, I could eat, sleep, and joke as well as anybody. In 8 weeks, I was well. I had been an invalid for 5 weary years. Cardui relieved me when everything else failed. Take Cardui, the woman's tonic. If you are weak and ailing, think what it could mean to you to recover as quickly as Miss Navy did. For more than 50 years, this purely vegetable tonic remedy for women has been used by thousands of weak and ailing sufferers. They found it of real value in relieving their aches and pains. Why suffer longer? A remedy that has relieved and helped so many is ready at the nearest drugstore for use at once by you. Try it today. Write to Ladies Advisory Department, Chattanooga Medical Company, Chattanooga, Tennessee, for special instructions and a 64-page book, The Home Treatment for Women, sent to thee, J57. The Elkhorn Hotel, S.B. Gilmore, proprietor. Rates $1 per day. Table supplied with the best market affords. Special attention given to traveling public. Sample room in connection. Jenkins, Kentucky. West Jenkins, just up Big Elkhorn. This concludes today's reading of page 18 of the June 6, 1912 Mountain Eagle. We at Kentucky, Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we bring to you the history of the Appalachian Mountains.